Our mop-up operations are underway in Buffalo City Municipality in the Eastern Cape following the devastating rains over the weekend. Residents in areas including Mdantsane, Duncan Village have been picking up the pieces of what's left of their belongings. We're now joined by the Buffalo City Mayor, Xola Pakati, who joins us via the virtual platform. Mr. Mayor, thank you very much for your time. Let's start with those that have been directly affected by these floods, the residents there. So far, we have been reporting of at least one death as a result of these floods. Are you able to tell us whether there are any more as a way of an update regarding those people that have been affected by these floods, specifically in the area of Buffalo City?
Thank you very much, and good morning to you, Xola, and Newzroom Afrika listeners. We have suffered heavy losses as the metro over the weekend as a result of flooding, both in terms of loss of life and human and infrastructure. We have lost 5 lives over the weekend, Xola. That includes a police captain who died while trying to rescue people who were crossing a river, and in the process he lost his life, and our condolences go to all those who have lost their lives, the bereaved families in particular. So that's the situation. The rain has since subsided since yesterday, and we are now engaged in mop-up operations. We are counting our losses. We are also looking at approaching the provincial and national Department of Finance and COGTA so that the disaster can be declared and that people can be assisted.
Mr. Mayor, before we talk about the operations that are underway at the moment to try and provide shelter to some of the people that have been affected, those that have been mostly affected by these rains, I was watching the very channel yesterday that you are speaking on, and it's mostly people who have built shack dwellings on floodplains. This is not something that should be a surprise to you as authorities. Why did you allow for this situation to happen? Why did you not force them to move away?
We have tried very hard, actually, to persuade the people to leave those areas because they are low-lying. And as you could see on your clips, those informal dwellings are built on the banks of the rivers and the ravines that run across the townships. We had a similar situation here in 2011, and we removed people. We evacuated people from the area. And after we have done so, another group of people came in to build. Those are the people who have now suffered as a result of building in those areas. Those areas are prone to disaster, but people would always grab any piece of land that is available for them to build informal settlements, which is a challenge of migration. As you would know, that our metro is in the proximity of villages, and people come here from time to time to look for employment or to look for greener pastures. We have tried very hard to build new settlements, but the target is moving. So this is the challenge that we have. Remember, only people have rights. You can't just wake up and remove people against their will. You have to find ways of persuading people to do so.
Yeah.
Having said that, we are working around ensuring that those who have lost their dwellings are currently in community halls. We are looking at options of providing them with the temporary residential units.
All right, and you talk about those shelters. That's exactly what I want to come to next, because that is the most urgent action that your city has got to take now to try and provide them with shelter. How many of these shelters are now available and ready to take them in, and how much is it going to cost?
Well, we are now in the process of quantifying the whole disaster, not only around human settlements, but also the electricity infrastructure that has also been damaged. We are working around that. But what is immediate now is to prioritize the people that are in the community halls. We are in the process of procuring the temporary residential units so that we can remove people as a stopgap measure, so that they can then their lives can be normalized.
All right, Mr. Mayor, so how long is it going to take for you to move the people? And by the way, how many people are we talking about here that are going to have to be placed in these shelters? How many people have been displaced by this?
We're talking about, if we look at the sum total, that includes Duncan Village and Tanzania, we're talking about more than 100 households. People, not households. Household may be less, but as you know that in an informal arrangement, you could have about 10 people living in one shack, and you know that our families are extended.
All right, that's the Buffalo City Mayor, Xola Pakati, giving us an update on the process to try and relocate the people who have been affected by the floods.